Hey, yeah, and welcome back to Girl, You've Got This, the podcast made just for girls figuring out life's ups, downs, and, everything else in between. I'm Rach Friedley, and I'm here to help you feel seen, heard, and totally understood with what the frig is actually going on. So today we're going to talk about stress. That word gets thrown around a hell of a lot, but what does it actually do to how you are feeling, how your brain works, how your heart works, and your body? And more importantly, what the hell can you do about it? It's not just about waiting for it to just sort itself out. Stress isn't. It's there in everyday life for all of us. But what happens if we can actually understand what the frig is going on so we can better support ourselves in the moment so that stress doesn't become a biggie and it just becomes something you manage? So how would that make you feel? So let's break it down in a way that makes sense. So the next time stress shows up, you know exactly how to respond without waiting for someone else to fix you, in inverted commas. So what's happening inside your body when you feel stressed? Now, notice that I said body, not brain. Our bodies react first before our brains even connect into what is actually going on. Before they even put a word into it, your body has already reacted to that stress. So your body literally sends you those signs. So you're feeling sick, you're feeling ugh, you're feeling weird, you're feeling I don't know what, you can't sit still, you're constantly on the move, you're wanting to run away, you're going into a panic attack. All of these things are signs from the body that something is wrong. And then your brain says, oh, this is fear, this is feeling unsafe, this is you're scared, it gives you that word for what that emotion is, but it's the feelings that come first. And then your brain sends out an SOS signal. So this is the amygdala, that part of your brain, which is like an alarm system going off. Woo, woo, woo. So you have your body first, all those symptoms in your body. Then your brain goes, oh, well, it's this. And then it sets off that amygdala. Then you go into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, which are the 4 nervous system states. And then your heart speeds up, ready to act because you're in one of those states. And your body then floods itself with cortisol and adrenaline, courtesy of said brain, because that's where they come from. That's why your palms get sweaty after that initial reaction. So how do you feel about that? It's not about your brain reacting first, it's about your body. So that is completely different to what we've ever been told in our lives. I can tell you that for a fact. And as 70% of teens say stress, state the obvious here, shows up as headaches, stress, stomach aches or tiredness, not just feeling worried in inverted commas, which we are told time and time again. Stress is anxiety. Stress isn't just anxiety. Stress is everything you have to deal with every minute of the day. So say you wake up in the morning and you've woken up to your alarm on your phone. Hey, number 1, you were asleep when that alarm went off. Number 2, it's bolted you out of that sleep into that wake cycle. You may not want to be awake, I hasten to add. So that's stress number 1. Stress number 2 is then when you turn to that phone to turn it off and you realise that there's a notification on there. So that's stress number 2. Then you look at the time. Stress number 3, you may have slept in slightly longer than you think. Oh my God, all that panic sets in, that stress sets off. Can you see how it builds on itself before you've even got out of that door? So before you've even got out of that bed, for starters, so before you've even got dressed, before you've even got yourself washed and ready for the day, your stress mode, your amygdala is going off 24/7. So if we can understand what's going on in our bodies, we can better manage ourselves in that moment. And it's not rocket science, despite what we're told, or despite we're told that we need to wait for somebody to fix us. We don't need to be fixed. We can help ourselves in that moment. So if you've had those 3 or 4 stresses before you've even got out of bed, can you see how it kind of exacerbates, escalates throughout the day? And that stress just gets worse and worse. Think of it like an onion, best way to put it. So an onion has got various layers on it. That little layer in the very beginning, in the very middle, that little lump of the onion, I don't know what else to call it, the heart of the onion is where that stress starts. And then you have the layer after layer after layer after layer. So say you got out the door finally on time and then your bus was late or your bus didn't turn up. Then you were like, oh, that's stress number one. You just see it just escalates and escalates every part of the day. So let's find out more about what's going on. So stress isn't bad because this is your body's way of telling you something is wrong. And it's a natural part, it's a natural response to an unnatural situation. And that's okay. The more we're told that stress is a problem, the more we feel more anxious, more scared, more in fear of that stress ever happening, because how are we going to manage it? But then when stress hangs around for too long, it can mess with your sleep, your focus and your mood. So this is what this podcast is about. It's about giving you simple self-help tools you can use in the moment. You, as I say, you don't have to wait for someone else to fix you. You can do this. You can have control of what's happening in your body. So picture this, you've got a test tomorrow. You tell yourself, I have to get this right to know that I've passed it and I'm not a failure. Suddenly, strangely enough, your heart is pounding, your stomach hurts and your brain feels like mush and you can't remember a damn thing. That's not weakness. That is your body's alarm system on overdrive. And it's okay, but you can hit reset. Reset is doing something so very simple to get yourself back online. So when your body goes into stress, your brain shuts off various parts of itself. So the prefrontal cortex, which isn't fully built into your mid-20s anyway, goes offline. So that's the bit that's in charge of your emotional regulation. That's the bit that's in charge of your organisation. That's the bit in charge of your risk assessment and risk awareness. Now can you see why you go from 0 to 100,000 in 2 milliseconds? Because if that's all offline, then you've got your amygdala is going off, as I say, 24/7, that alarm system. So try this. It's simple, it's to the point, and it's something you can manage right now. Right, breath work. Now, before you go, oh God, please no, not the comments of just breathe, because we all get told it, don't we? When we're in their stress moments, those well-meaning people say to us, just breathe. And your brain is going, I am frigging breathing. That always makes me laugh. Anyway, so put one hand in your belly, so on the kind of the lower part of your rib cage is the best way to put it. You know that point of your rib cage where it goes down? Put your hand there and the other one at the top of your chest. And breathe. Before you say it. So breathe in. Breathe in through your nose. And feel your hands rising as you breathe in and lowering as you breathe out. So breathe in through your nose again. And breathe out. And breathe in again. And breathe out. So that simple manoeuvre, that simple exercise, call it what you want, literally tells your brain it is safe, tells your body it's safe. So your body then sends the message to your brain that says you're safe. To enhance it even more, you can breathe in through your nose. So breathe in and breathe out through your mouth. So again, your hands are rising as you breathe in and lowering as you breathe out. And yes, this is an act because normally we're told the other way around. So it's about learning to connect to your body and calming you in the moment. So that extra one with you breathing out of your mouth literally puts your vagus nerve online. Now your vagus nerve is your safe zone. It's your safety valve. So if you can get that vagus nerve connected, then it literally takes you from that to that within seconds. And it is seconds. These are simple resets that you can use in your day, day in, day out. It is not rocket science. So you are telling your nervous system, hey, I'm safe. Your heart rate slows down, your brain calms down, and your body gets the message that it's okay to relax and you don't have to be stressed. So extra ideas you could do this week: go barefoot on the grass outside for a few minutes. If it's throwing it down, yeah, just do it. Doesn't really matter. If it's sunny, just do it. Take a nature break outside, even for 5 minutes. And yes, you heard me correctly, 5 minutes. And then give yourself a massive pat on the back at the end of the day. Give yourself a hug to say you did it. You got yourself through the day. So here's your challenge for this week. Next time you feel stress in your body, try that simple reset, that simple breathwork reset. Maybe it's when your heart's racing, maybe it's shaky hands, maybe it's when your stomach feels all knotted, maybe it's when you're feeling like you're going to go into a panic attack. Try that breath work in the moment. Notice how you feel afterwards. And hey, if you want to go deeper, I'm going to be launching my girls group with no name currently. That's what it's called. And it's a safe online space for you to connect, share and grow together. So thank you. Thanks for tuning in to Girl You've Got This week. And remember, you're stronger than you think and braver than you know. If you loved today's episode, please share it with your friends. Get as many people out there on this podcast. Leave a review and follow us wherever you listen to them, because it's available on all major platforms. You've got this, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.